About the companion tools that go along with the pen tool before we get into the pen tool itself. So that is when I click and hold on pen tool, you have add anchor point, delete anchor point, the anchor point tool, or commonly called the convert anchor point tool. And then up here you got your white arrow, that's the direct selection tool, keyboard shortcut A. Now, what I want to do is I will just start with, let's make a basic shape. So I'm grabbing my rectangle tool and I'm going to drag out just, a shape here so we can see a path. And then this darker arrow, my selection tool, that's what I would use if I just wanted to like move this around, or if I wanted to resize the whole thing, or if I wanted to rotate it, or I can use it to duplicate the shape itself, and a number of other things. So here I'm trying to duplicate it. So that is my selection tool. The direct selection tool does different things. So that one is where I'm selecting an anchor point on the shape, and then I can move just the anchor point around to manipulate or distort or transform this shape. Any of the anchor points can be moved. I can click and drag over top of more than one anchor point to select more than one at a time and move them around. And of course I can select the path between anchor points, and I can move things around from the path too. So that's that. Now, plus sign will give you on the keyboard, if you hit the plus sign, will give you your add anchor point tool. So that's one where if I want to add an anchor point, you have to be very precise, otherwise you'll get that arrow that just popped up that says you didn't click on the path. But as soon as I start to add anchor points to this, I can take those and move them around and begin to customize my shape more. Same thing, delete anchor point. So that one is minus, and there I didn't click on the path again quite precisely enough, and that happens all the time in Illustrator. So click on any of these anchor points and they go away. I'm toggling back now by pressing A to go to my direct selection tool, and then I can further continue to manipulate this path. Now right now everything on this shape, all of these paths are straight lines going into anchor points, straight line going in, straight line going from here to here, straight line from here to here. So what the convert anchor point tool does, Shift C, that allows you to, if you click and drag over top of an anchor point, it will turn what was previously straight lines going into an anchor point into curves. And whenever you have curves, you then have control handles that come out of the anchor point, and those can be moved around to change, it's like moving rubber bands around. Push and pull, change the angle, and kind of, make these the slope and direction that you want your curves to be. The more you pull them, the more stretched out the line, the path between anchor points get, basically. But then the other thing is, with the convert anchor point tool, Shift C, if you click on anything that is a curve, and I'm just clicking once, click, it will then take anything that's a curve and it will turn it into a straight line. So there's a few just basics, and we're going to get deeper into these tools as we go along. But just beginning to understand what those companion tools do is going to be important for using the pen tool.